Have you ever noticed that satisfying click in your brain after you finally cleared off a messy countertop? It's not just relief, it's dopamine. That little surge of clarity, that small rush of motivation. That's your brain rewarding you for taking action. Even something as simple as folding a towel or tossing out old mail. It's real, it's chemical, and it's powerful. The Japanese have understood this far longer than we have. There's a word they use, Danshari. It means to refuse, to dispose, and to separate, not just from things, but from mental weight. You may know Marie Kondo's version. Does it spark joy? But behind that question is something deeper. A belief that our surroundings aren't separate from our emotions. They are our emotions, made visible. And here's what I've learned. Clutter doesn't show up overnight. It builds, piece by piece, in the background of our lives. Quietly, it dulls our clarity. It chips away at our energy. And yet, the moment we begin to clear it, something changes. Not just in our homes, in our heads. In this video, we're not just going to clean up. We're going to understand why our brains resist change, and how to gently override that resistance. One shelf, one drawer, one breath at a time. One, chaos or comfort. The moment I realized my home was controlling me. It started on a Tuesday morning. I was standing in my kitchen, holding a cold cup of coffee I'd microwaved twice and still hadn't finished. The counter was cluttered with unopened mail, a half-eaten banana, and receipts I didn't remember keeping. And in that moment, I didn't feel at home. I felt trapped, not by people, not by problems, but by stuff. It wasn't dramatic. Nothing was broken. The house was fine. But I had this growing sense that my environment was slowly shaping how I thought, how I moved, and even how I spoke to the people I loved. My patience was shorter. My thoughts felt scattered. And deep down, I knew this wasn't about the dishes in the sink. It was about how I'd let go of intention. That's when it hit me. Your home is either a place that drains you or a place that holds you. And for too long, mine had been the former. I don't know what your version of too much looks like. Maybe it's the guest room you keep the door shut on. Maybe it's the pile of papers that's moved from one table to another for months. Or maybe it's the silent guilt that comes from not knowing where to begin. Wherever you are, I've been there. And what I've learned is this: you don't need a perfect house. You just need to reclaim it. One drawer, one shelf, one decision at a time. Let's start that today. 2. What do you really want your home to feel like? Before we touch a single drawer, I want you to pause. Close your eyes just for a second. And imagine walking into your home after a long day. What do you want to feel? Peace, relief, maybe even pride? It's a simple question, but if you're like I was, you might not have asked it in years. Because when life gets busy, home becomes background noise. We stop shaping it, and instead let it shape us. But your home isn't just a roof and walls. It's where you exhale. It's where your mornings begin and your memories live. So ask yourself, do I want more light and space? Do I want calm over chaos? Do I want my home to support who I am now, not who I was 10 years ago? This isn't about magazine perfect rooms. It's about alignment. When your space matches your season of life, everything feels easier. Let me give you an example. A friend of mine, mid-60s, recently retired, told me she used to feel embarrassed about the mess in her home. But when I asked her what she truly wanted to feel in her space, she said, safe, free to be myself. That single insight changed everything. Because then, we weren't decluttering to impress anyone. We were creating space for her. You don't need to justify that. You just need to name it. So, take a breath and ask, what matters to me now? And what kind of space would help me live that? That answer, more than any cleaning tip or storage bin, is your starting point. 3. Why decluttering feels so overwhelming and how to outsmart it. So, why is it so hard to start? We've all had that moment. You set out to clean just one corner, and 5 minutes in, you're knee-deep in random chargers, expired coupons, and a drawer full of batteries that may or may not still work. It's not laziness, it's not a lack of willpower, it's decision fatigue. Every object you touch demands a choice. Keep or toss, store or donate, use it or forget it. And your brain, already tired from managing life, quietly says, "Let's do this another day." But here's what helped me, breaking it down into 5 simple categories. Not rooms, not projects. Just 5 types of clutter. 1. Trash. Actual garbage or things you already know you'll never use again. 2. Dishes. Anything dirty or out of place in the kitchen. 3. Laundry. Clothes on the floor, draped over chairs, hiding in corners. 4. Things out of place. Items that have a home, but aren't in it. 5. Things with no home, the wild cards. The things floating around waiting for a drawer, a bin, or a decision. That's it. No color-coded checklists, no Pinterest boards. Just 5 categories, and a bag or basket for each. Here's why this works. When your brain knows what it's looking for, it doesn't panic. You're no longer trying to clean the entire house. You're just finding trash or just gathering dishes. One mission at a time. Start with the easiest, trash. Set a timer for 10 minutes. No organizing, no fixing. Just walk from room to room and toss what's clearly trash. It's a quick win. You'll feel lighter almost instantly. And guess what? That's dopamine again, showing up to say, "You're doing great, keep going." The truth is, clutter builds slowly. So, we beat it the same way, gently, steadily, and with a system that makes sense. You're not lazy, you're just overwhelmed, and there's a way through it, one category at a time. 4. The decluttering path. Category by category, not room by room. At first, I tried the room-by-room method. You know the one. Start in the bedroom, then move to the kitchen, then maybe the hallway closet. It sounds logical, but here's what actually happened. I'd start folding clothes, then find a book, then go to the bookshelf, then see some old paperwork, then end up in the office, overwhelmed and nowhere near finished. It wasn't just inefficient, it was exhausting. Why? Because every time I switched tasks, clothes to books to papers, my brain had to readjust. That tiny shift, repeated over and over, drained my mental energy without me realizing it. It's called context switching, and studies show it can cut your productivity in half. It's like asking your brain to drive stick shift in a traffic jam. But there's a better way, and it comes straight from Japan. Marie Kondo popularized a method called decluttering by category. And I'll be honest, I was skeptical at first. But once I tried it, everything clicked. Instead of bouncing from room to room, you focus on one category at a time, no matter where those items live in your home. Here's the order I recommend, from easiest to hardest. 1. Clothes. 2. Books. 3. Papers. 4. Miscellaneous items. 5. Sentimental things. Why this order? Because decision-making is a muscle, and like any workout, you don't start with the heaviest lift. Start with clothes. It's the least emotionally charged. Gather all your jackets, shirts, socks from every room into one spot. You'll be surprised how much easier it is to decide what to keep when you see everything together. Then move to books, then papers. Then those random things like chargers, kitchen tools, gifts you never used. And finally, the sentimental stuff. Letters, photos, keepsakes. That part takes heart, not just logic. And by then, you'll be ready. One category, one win at a time. No back and forth, no burnout. It's not just easier, it's kinder. To your time, your energy, and your peace of mind. 5. But what if I need it someday? Tackling emotional attachment to stuff. Let's be honest, letting go isn't just about space. It's about stories, memories, and sometimes fear. Almost every person I've helped declutter has asked me the same thing. What if I need it someday? That question sounds practical. But most of the time, it's not about the object. It's about security. It's a quiet voice inside us saying, what if I don't have enough? What if I make the wrong choice? I get it. I've held on to broken kitchen gadgets because maybe I'll fix it. I've kept clothes that don't fit anymore because maybe I'll lose the weight. But when I finally asked myself, what is this object really doing for me right now? The answer was silence. Here's a tool that helped me move forward without guilt. Set up 3 boxes. 1. Let go. Items you're ready to donate or toss. 2. Not sure yet. Items you feel stuck about. 3. No home. Yet things you want to keep but haven't found a proper place for. Now, the twist, Take that not sure box and store it somewhere out of sight. A hallway closet, garage, even under the bed. Set a reminder for 90 days. If you don't think about those items between now and then, you already have your answer. It's not about being ruthless, it's about being honest. Do you want to live in a home full of what ifs? Or a home that reflects who you are now, not who you used to be, or who you fear you might become? Here's another question that's helped many. If I didn't already own this, would I spend money to buy it again? If the answer is no, that's clarity. That's you choosing your present over your past. Letting go doesn't erase the memory. It just frees your space to make new ones. 6. Building systems. Not just tidying up, creating a home that works for you. Decluttering is only half the story. The real freedom comes when you stop the clutter from coming back. See, most of us think cleaning is a one-time event. We wait until things get unbearable, and then do a massive reset. But without a system, we end up right back where we started, and honestly, that's exhausting. So here's a simple truth I've learned. Your home doesn't need to be perfect. It just needs to have a rhythm. Let me show you a few quiet systems that changed everything for me. 1. The landing zone. Designate one small surface near your front door. A bowl, a tray, a basket, where keys, mail, and pocket items go every single day. No more searching, no more cluttered counters. One drop zone, that's it. 2. The donation basket place. A box or basket somewhere easy to reach. In a hallway, laundry room, or even inside your closet. Every time you come across something you no longer need, toss it in. When it fills up, donate it. This turns letting go into an ongoing habit, not a once-a-year event. 3. The 1-minute reset. Before leaving any room, take 60 seconds to scan. Put one or two things back where they belong. No pressure, no perfection. Just small resets that keep the mess from snowballing. These systems may sound simple, and they are, but their power is in the consistency, not the complexity. And remember, systems aren't rigid rules, they're tools. If something isn't working for you, change it. If your routine shifts with the seasons, that's okay. The goal isn't to follow a method, it's to make your home easier to live in. Here's something I always remind myself. Clutter isn't a cleaning problem, it's a habit problem. But habits can change. And with a little structure, your space can start working with you, not against you. 7. Decluttering with family. What if your partner isn't on board? So, what happens when you want less clutter, but your partner doesn't? This is one of the most common roadblocks I hear about. And if it's happening in your home, you're not alone. Maybe you've felt it too. You clear out a closet, and the next day it's full again. You talk about donating old tools or clothes, and your spouse says, "But I might need that someday." You crave calm, but they're comfortable in the chaos. And here's the hard truth. You can't force someone else to declutter, but you can inspire them. Gently, quietly, respectfully. Here's what's helped me, and others, navigate this without turning it into a battle. 1. Start with your own space. Focus only on your belongings and your zones. Declutter your side of the closet, your nightstand, your desk. Let them see the difference, not just hear about it. When your energy shifts, it's contagious. 2. Share the feeling, not the frustration. Instead of saying, "We have too much junk, try this." I've noticed I feel more relaxed when the counters are clear. I'd love to create that feeling in other parts of the house. It's not about blame, it's about vision, inviting, not imposing. 3. Negotiate shared spaces. For areas you both use, like the garage, kitchen, or living room, set small, mutual goals. Maybe just one drawer, one shelf, one weekend afternoon. The key is to keep it light, not loaded. And if your partner still resists, that's okay. Let them be where they are. Keep modeling the peace that comes with less. Because sometimes, the most powerful way to change a home is to change the energy in the room. Here's a real story. A woman in her early 60s told me her husband refused to get rid of anything, so she stopped asking. She simply organized her art supplies, cleared her reading corner, and made her bedroom a true retreat. 3 months later, he started asking where the donation box was. Not because she nagged, but because he saw what freedom looked like. Progress isn't always shared at the same pace, but it can still happen, together and gently. 8. The other side of clutter. Freedom, clarity, and a home that heals. Take a breath. Look around your space, even if it's still a little messy. Can you feel the shift? Not in the room, but in you. Because here's what I've learned. Clutter is never just about stuff. It's about decisions we've delayed, emotions we've stored, and stories we've been afraid to outgrow. But when you start letting go, even just a little, something unexpected happens. You begin to reclaim not just square footage, but mental space, emotional space, breathing space. I once thought decluttering was just about getting organized, but it's not. It's about freedom. Freedom to walk into your home and not feel overwhelmed. Freedom to invite people over without apologizing for the mess. Freedom to focus, to rest, to be without noise in your periphery. And maybe most importantly, freedom to grow into the next version of you, without being held back by things that belong to someone you no longer are. So, if you're standing at the beginning of this journey, unsure if it's worth it, let me say this. A peaceful home doesn't happen by accident. It's created choice by choice, and you're already doing it. Start small. Be kind to yourself. Celebrate progress, not perfection. And when in doubt, remember, you don't need a bigger house. You just need less of what doesn't matter, and more space for what does.